Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now him una don hear all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get wetin he suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show una paper. Maiyegun diary Politico. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo.
Bọ́jà ń sọ reality fún o. Wọ́n rí orílẹ̀-èdè méjì tó fi by force lọ. Yorùbá and Igbo kò rẹ̀ sí tó máa dá dúró. 2021 ẹ lọ múra lẹ̀ kẹ́ gbàdúrà fún ìṣọ́ àti ààbò torí wípé 2021 mo rí ogun tó pọ̀ nípa ìbọn. Hallelujah. Àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ jà láti gbára pọ̀ nínú ìsìnlú kúrò lóko ẹrú. Hallelujah. Ìjìyẹ máa lágbára pé kò sẹ́ni tó máa dá dúró. Praise the Lord. Ogun yẹn máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní hallelujah. A bẹ̀rẹ̀ wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ tó máa di ìparí ọdún 2021 yẹn. A di pé àwọn ẹ̀ṣọ́ Nàìjíríà ìjọ ipá wọn ò ní ka. 2022 a ní agbára. Ẹ̀yin tá ń sáré tẹ̀wà lẹ́yìn olóṣèlú kò ní sí election fún 2023. Hallelujah. Ohun tó máa fà á ni wípé àyàfi tí gbogbo ọba lè padà sí inú ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run ṣùgbọ́n ṣé Nàìjíríà lè ṣe é. Àwọn olórí yìí ti ta ọkọ̀ wọn fún èṣù. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe ohun tó burú wájú Ọlọ́run jáì. Hallelujah. Ìtàjẹ̀sílẹ̀ tó wáyé lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí ó ti kéde ọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ fẹ́ gbẹ̀san. Hallelujah. Ohun tó wá burú jù rèé gbogbo àwọn pásítọ̀ kan wà ẹ̀mí Olúwa ní pé 10 years ago sí Nàìjíríà yìí ṣùgbọ́n tó ní ohun tó ń jẹ wọ́n kó àti sọ òdodo láti pín ìṣọ̀rọ̀ Ọlọ́run hallelujah gbọ́ wáyé tá a fi pa bẹ̀rẹ̀ tó lè para tí ò lè pẹ́ rẹ̀ ẹni tó.
Hello there. Good evening to you, good afternoon, good morning to you. Depends on the time you are watching this video and where you are watching from as well. This is Maiyegun live, and I have an opportunity of joining you tonight as well, just before everyone goes to bed, because something popped up. It is the governor of Ondo State, Akeredolu. Among other things that happened today in Nigeria, as we are monitoring the developments in that place, the escalating insecurity problem, and then, the continued destruction of the economy that affects millions, not just in a single tribe, cut across the entire country. So the agitation, should I call it agitation, or the campaign or promotion of Yorubas to go back to the negotiation table by forcing Nigeria and every other tribe in Nigeria to come together to discuss that unity of Nigeria that they have told us repeatedly that is non-negotiable. People are demanding now that no, of course, there must be a negotiation. This time around, if the government of Nigeria can negotiate with terrorists, if the government of Nigeria and the representatives of the government of Nigeria can sit down with those who are hell-bent in killing just everyone who disagrees with whatever agenda they are pushing across the country, it is no longer news. Therefore, political correctness is no longer tenable in this conversation. But we know the elite, just like you expect them, or we have been seeing them across other regions in Nigeria, the elite in Yoruba land, starting with the governors, and so many of them that call themselves the opinion leaders, opinion molders, religious leaders, and on and on and on like that, including the traditional institutions in Yoruba land. They all constitute these elites, people who call themselves the ruling class of Yoruba land, who are representing the Yorubas in the Project Nigeria. We expected them to always stand up for Nigeria rather than stand up for their own people. Speaking up for their people is all people demand. And now that they won't, and they will rather suppress the people, right? Suppress them and underreport the problems around them. Yet they still want to walk about and enjoy the privilege of being called Yoruba leaders. So they continue to make it public that they will rather stand behind a country that is now in, hell-bent in killing our own people. So, Governor Akeredolu, demand that some of us, just like we praised Seyi Makinde, the Oyo State Governor, we expect that people should normally react to development, especially this kind of insecurity problem. I mean, before they even get to their own doors, as people want to be, to accord the respect of leadership, you would expect them that over time, all these years that the insecurity in Nigeria was escalating, and the government of Nigeria is using the money that they are taking from every region in Nigeria to fund the fight against terrorism. Every part of that country is contributing to what they call the fight against terrorism. But yet, for 10 years, and especially in the last 6 years, instead of security to have at least improved, the insecurity in Nigeria has escalated to the point of total lawlessness and anarchy. You know it, they know it, and here we are. They will rather, right, keep quiet, threaten those who would ask, or those who are standing up to ask questions, to ask that they should be protected. Here they are. They will do everything, because asking them to renegotiate Nigeria would eventually lead to what is called possible regionalism and eventual, balkanization of Nigeria. And when Nigeria is completely divided, these leeches, these scavengers, these scroungers, these louts, I'm talking about these opportunists who call themselves the representatives of the people, they will be the most losers, because they live free will. They live on free bill on the people. And that means their livelihood, their survival is plugged into the Nigeria blood, which is your resources. So if Nigeria remain one, it is not just for the Fulanis, it's not just for the Hausas, it's not just for the Yorubas and all this elite across Nigeria. It is for their families too, including their unborn generation. It is like a madness. This self-centeredness that even if you still want to be part of Nigeria, what stops them from doing the right thing? Speak up. This union is not working. It has made our people poorer. The money that are meant to be used for the development of our own people, develop education, develop healthcare, develop infrastructure, build more and protect the people. At least the money that are meant to be used for that are being budgeted for fight against terrorism. But here we are. Instead of terrorism to end in Nigeria, Nigerian government continue to pamper the terrorists, continue to give them amnesty. They continue to give them ransom, and they continue to pay them ransom in millions of, hundreds of millions of naira. It has become a big, huge, multi-billion dollars industry in Nigeria, and it is growing. This is something that used to be in the northeast of Nigeria, few states in the northeast of Nigeria. Today, it has spread over to not just the northeast, 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria: the northeast, north central, northwest, southwest, southeast, and what they call the south-south, the Niger Delta people. This insecurity has spread across everywhere in 6 years. Then shouldn't the governors of Southwest be at least, be honest? Be honest and sincere. Talk truth. Say how much this whole thing is affecting you. Even before the killings, the kidnapping, destruction of the economic survival of the Yoruba people in the southwest of Nigeria, which is now prevalent, that has also led to people becoming refugees in another country, right? But economically, being part of Nigeria as Yorubas, right now, it is no longer economically sensible. We are trapped. As much as our elites are comfortable with that, the governors are getting their security votes. They are getting their allowances in, hundreds of millions of naira. They continue to budget for contracts that they will never execute. They continue to borrow money in the name of the land that the people they claim to care about. But yet, they continue to watch how those hard-working farmers in our different farms and different villages and communities continue to have to run away, abandon their farms, abandon their communities for their own safety. They continue to underplay it. They continue to bury the dead, but yet the dead are not getting any justice simply because they want to keep all the lofty luster of office, that beautiful, free food, free clothes, free house, free car, free medical care, free international travel, free international education for their children, all funded by the people that are now running away into refugee camps. So what stops them from at least acknowledging the economic ruin that being part of Nigeria, Yorubas being part of Nigeria, the economic ruins that this has brought upon Yoruba people? Can't that even be enough reason for every sensible person who cares about the lives of the millions of people that gave them that privilege, gave their family that privilege, gave all those people that knows them, including those that works for them, the privilege to think they are better and they are smarter and they can think, speak for the rest of us, yet they have spoken absolute nothing but a complete disparage of the people that are now vulnerable in the country that are supposed to care for them. Think about that, because that's the reality. They enjoy the luxury of office. They enjoy all the goodies of being called governors, of being called senators. And the only way to keep that is to keep their mouth shut. And when they open their mouth, they speak against the interest of their people. Now, Akeredolu came out. This is what he said. I'm going to try and bring that up so that I can read it to you word for word, what he said. And whenever they want to get away or rubbish any good intention for them to have an opportunity to at least demand for a conversation around whatever that One Nigeria, one united Nigeria that they said is non-negotiable, at least something that will make them ask. Today, Yoruba land has become a beggarly nation under Nigeria. Our resources are tapped. Not today, it didn't start today, but I'm talking to you about the updates. Our resources are tapped, and we don't even know those who are tapping them. We don't know how much they are making from them. They have turned us to, we have become so desolate, so much like trapped in the bubble of one Nigeria, or becoming a partner, a sharer in the crumbs that comes to you for agreeing to continue to enslave us, enslave the people, watch us die, watch us suffer, watch our children die for avoidable diseases. I'm talking about avoidable death. We've been dealing with that. What causes that? Because Yoruba has what it takes to be a nation that can care for our people, care for our children, care for our women, care for our young people, care for the future of their future as well. I mean, care for our aged. Not a country of poor, poverty-stricken people who exist in the poverty capital of the world, and those who said they care for us, they continue to keep quiet, keep silent, and continue to deny us the opportunity to go back to that table. Whoever was there when Abdulsalami Abubakar wrote that constitution that gave them that luxury that they are protecting. They are protecting what gives them comfort, not what gives their own people life. Now, Akeredolu said, when they want to rubbish every issue, right, everything that affects their people, right, they will politicize it. If they can't politicize it, they will religionize it. They will turn it into a religion of this versus that. Because all these things can keep people divided, where they will say, yeah, that's why I don't want to agree. They turn it into a sort of a rivalry of sorts when when they were supposed to be united in a demand, and the leaders unite behind the people, because without the people, there shouldn't be leaders. But in this case, they plant that divide and rule. They have been doing it. And that is why the only problem, the only obstacle that they have not found a way to overcome is the social media. Now that we in the diaspora, we have now realized our power. Social media is there for us, as well as our own Benjamin and then pound sterling and all our own different forex that we pump into that economy of Yoruba land, mostly to take care of our people, abandoned by those who wants to be called excellencies, governors, and the intelligent people who believe they are smarter. And if it's not them, then it can't be anybody. They politicize it. They will politicize it. They are already doing that. Akeredolu's angle of why Oduduwa Republic is not now is that the people championing it, they are not qualified to champion for Oduduwa Republic. And in fact, it is not yet time to talk about self-rule. Can you believe that? In this modern day and time, I am not surprised, and I don't want you to be. I just want you to also at least use this momentum to begin to identify with people you should never, ever continue to adore or respect by any means, simply because you believe they are exposed, they are intelligent, they have the experience, they have no jack shit. Sorry about that, kiddos, if you are watching. They have no brain. The only brain they have is what will sustain them, what will keep them in that perpetuity of undeserving luxury. They can have that same luxury, if not because they are short-sighted. You can have that same luxury in your own country. If you have a country that has a per capita income of over $5,000, $10,000, I mean, your citizens are living a better life. That same booming, better economy will take care of all the political class, including all of you that are going to retire in politics if you are not short-sighted. But greed, selfishness, the uncontrollable power, access, the fleece, the access to the public fund, unquestionable access to public fund that they enjoy, which 1999 Constitution grants them, is the reason why you must never, ever expect the opinion of any of these political elites to completely agree with Oduduwa Republic. According to them, it is the extreme demand that is going to take away a lot from them. But what about what they've taken away from the people? What about the lives of the people they have taken? These guys will organize elections like it's war. They will organize the elections like they are planning to fight war, right? During their elections, they will kill the people that they are planning to represent. That is how they conduct it. Same way they conduct it in Yoruba land is the same way they conduct it in everywhere all over the country. But ask them, why is it so important for them to represent the people by fire, by force? But whenever they now get the power, they don't have that mouth. They don't have that will. They don't have that strength. They don't have that courage to speak for the people that they killed for to lead. Think about that. They kill people to become whatever they wanted to become politically, simply because it wasn't about the people. It is about them. Therefore, they also believe that same people can never tell them what they want, because whatever the people want genuinely is going to take a lot from them, a lot away from them. But is there anything more powerful than people's power? Is there anything more powerful than the people's power? It may take time, but whenever it comes grinding, it will grind and crush to the heart. And you cannot dictate what that demand of the people should be when their rage takes over completely, because it will get there. Yeah? You might be able to control the narratives now because you have the political control. You have the, you have the monetary control. And you have done so much damages into the people, right from the educational background that you give to the poor, people in Nigeria, especially in Yoruba land. You will continue to be able to manipulate them, but it won't be for long. Let me tell you, this is what Akeredolu said in his own words. He said, "We will not be led to assured annihilation by anyone or a group of people, still smarting from the electoral defeat of recent times and presumed exclusion from the process of decision making. Our people are knowledgeable enough to determine their interest at any point. Our people, if and when they consider self-determination as an option, they will not depend on external promptings to act. That is why we are different. That is why we are who we are. A total balderdash from a self-denying supposed Omoluabi. They are denying what led to people demanding to leave Nigeria. Because everything people are saying, why they either renegotiate whatever that agreement is, that is not too much to ask. That should be a legitimate demand from those who have the political will to represent the people. The people have the only way people have to make their demand known is to, one, petition their political leaders. Tell them, this is what we want. And they can do so by writing or by public display of their own displeasure with whatever position taken by their own leaders in every part of the Yoruba land. That is democracy. Therefore, the representative, the leadership, will then react to people's displeasure. It is expected. And the government will react by either shifting ground, listen to the people, do what they want. And what are the Yoruba people asking? What should Yoruba people be asking? Now that we have no right to protect ourselves. Now that Nigeria cannot protect us, it is obvious if Nigeria could protect us, yeah, our people from Yewa North, our people from Asa in Yewa North, they will not become refugees in Benue Republic. Think about that. Yeah? We have seen what has become the other states in the entire country. We have evidence. We know what is still going on. We know what they are doing to those who believe that they have the protection, they have the security. We have seen what they are doing to those who have no security. We have seen what they are doing to children. We have seen what they have done to women. We have seen a lot. Now we have seen what is happening to our own people. Who should we turn to? Our political leaders and those who call themselves the opinion leaders, of course. But where are they? They are not speaking for us in the united voice. They are speaking in divided hushed tone voices that, in fact, doesn't speak for us at all. It doesn't speak for us. There is no clear-cut explanation on how Yorubas will be protected. No clear-cut explanation. Rather, we are hearing, threats upon threats from those who swore to protect us. We are hearing threats from them, telling us to behave. Yet we were supposed to have a right to tell them that we are not safe. We need to be protected. Isn't that one of the universal rights of humanity? The right to be safe, the right to life, the right to property, to hold one. I mean, Akeredolu turning this political, who is he referring to as those who lost recent electoral defeat? What's he talking about? He came out boldly to say they were banning open grazing in Ondo. He came out boldly to talk about the complete, depletion in the resources of Ondo State that has made him unable to pay the doctors, unable to pay teachers, unable to pay pensioners, unable to pay judges, unable to build roads, unable to provide good governance for his people. Now, he is also being incapacitated. He's been teleprompted, teleguided on how to actually protect Ondo. He knows this. This is going to escalate. He knows it. He is incapacitated. He has no resources to protect Ondo people, except Ondo people join the rest of Yoruba land, except all Yoruba leaders agree for a total renegotiation of whatever they are or they agree to in Nigeria. What is wrong in that? If he has political misunderstanding with people, should that then be tagged into the survivor, into the agitation that led to people asking the Fulani terrorists to vacate Yoruba forest? Should that completely disqualify the agitation, the genuine demand for, safety of our farmers, which Akeredolu publicly acknowledged? But he is also being clever by half. It was the same Akeredolu who came out to tell us then that they have declared open grazing illegal in Ondo State. It was the same Akeredolu who called the security meeting between the government and the leadership of Yoruba land in Ondo, in Akure. It was Akeredolu who invited Miyegun and some other Miyegun governors from northern Nigeria who are actually ransom payers to bandits in their own state, who are pampering terrorists in their own state. Akeredolu and some other governors in Yoruba land invited them to Ondo State, and they made a deal. A deal that involved Miyegun forming their own vigilante group alongside Amotekun in Yoruba land, in curbing the insecurity. That was the deal Akeredolu agreed to after grandstanding for months on how Amotekun will keep Ondo State people, will keep Ondo people safe. But yet, even Amotekun is not safe. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. Now, everyone who was supposed to speak up, they are afraid to speak up. They are afraid to say it the way it is because they are scared of losing that their feeding bottle. How can you feel comfortable with that? Because of 2023? Because you are a political office holder right now? Because somebody gave you a political appointment? And because of what exactly? Something that will end? Something that is timed? Something that you are not even so sure that you're going to still have it tomorrow? I mean, how can you be so sure that jettisoning the agitation for Yorubas to have a chat? We deserve to have that conversation. You know why? There is no state in Yoruba land right now with a clear-cut security plan to keep Yoruba people safe. And as we speak, from the report received from the United States, they are now telling us that Al-Qaeda and ISIS, they are already on their way to southern Nigeria. Do you know what that means? Do you actually know what that means? Oh, I'll tell you. Do you see all the videos you watch about school kidnappings, beheadings, you know what I mean, and all of that you have been watching and listening to from northern Nigeria over time? These mass kidnappings and all of that. Sophisticated weapons. I'm talking about weapons that even the Nigerian military Nigerian soldiers cannot generally boast of. They will become the regulars in Yoruba land. They will become the regulars in Igbo land. So everybody's still working against everyone who is trying to tell you that even if you are not completely agreeing that Nigeria should break up, don't you think if nothing is done in the next days, weeks, months, and even years ahead, there is no guarantee that you would have this little endurance you have now upon all of this, all of this retrogression and death and killings and bad news. Man, I want you to think about that. That does it not worth those who actually care, even if they still want one Nigeria, does it not worth it now for reasonable people to begin to demand that if nothing is done, the ESN will hold their ground in the East? The Nigerian military that is already compromised, that is already partly in bed with the terrorists, the chain command, the command of the Nigerian security forces, from the police to the military to the air force and all of them, you know that the chain of command has been compromised, that today you would rather see a soldier running away, or whenever they want to do a photo op, they will tell you that they have declared that all the terrorists, blah, 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 should be killed and attacked, and the rest of it will be history. The following day, you will see the news that the terrorists have either killed soldiers or they have kidnapped more people. That is a compromised security system, a collapsed security apparatus. That is the state of security in Nigeria, because it is compromised. Yeah? So therefore, what they will call the armed militias will rise up in defense of their own different communities and what is left of their own heritage. That simply means that sovereignty that Nigeria as a country enjoys will completely be gone. It's almost gone now. So even if you love Nigeria as you claim to love Nigeria, and you love your feeding bottle, and you care about the people, should you be pretending that forcing this status quo on people, continue to say that those who are demanding that the status quo should be renegotiated are only calling for trouble? They are the enemy of the country. Yet all of you who have the power to make this right, but continue to play around it, continue to make it your business, a business venture, and all of you who continue to watch people killed, you are the patriot. You are those who love Nigeria. Listen, when the whole heaven comes crashing, it will crash on everybody, including those of you who think you are safe, including those of you who think you are protected, including those of you who have that immunity from all of stuffs that affect the common people today. When the whole ceiling comes crashing, it will crumble and crush everybody in this case. And then we'll see the survivors after all. Benue State Governor is a living example. He is a governor, for goodness sake. He is meant to be the most protected individual in his own state. He got attacked. And a Fulani socio-cultural group came out and they claimed responsibility for the attack. And they said until they kill him, they are not going to stop. And then you see people who are currently speaking up because they don't want to be attacked, yeah? They don't want to be attacked by the gun-wielding Fulani terrorists, Abi. So they want to be politically correct. They can watch their people killed, fine. But Benue State Governor is a governor. He is he is as vulnerable as every Nigerian person who is claiming to be a Nigerian today. He is as vulnerable as them. You know what? He is only a step away from becoming the victim that is currently denying. The governor of Benue State is being protected by a compromised security system in Nigeria. The police protect him. The military protects him. The DSS protects him. They are those who are supposed to ward off any attack on him. They are those who are supposed to know the security situation in his state. But guess what? He got attacked still because the security system is compromised. Nobody will be arrested. Nobody will be prosecuted. And all the Yoruba governors who are currently using the Abuja coverage, they don't want to be seen as enemy of Abuja while they watch their people suffer, die in the economic strangulation and policies of the Boko Haram government at the center, as well as the jihad sponsored by the uncontrolled terrorists who have invaded every part of the country, right? Killing, maiming, destroying farms. Apart from them killing and maiming people, turning them into homeless, the resultant effect of this is that in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, we will suffer what is called food famine. Most people who are growing small, crop, food and cash crop to help and bolster the economy of Yoruba land, which the government of Nigeria has completely destroyed under this Boko Haram government. Unemployment has increased. We have our share from that. Poverty has increased. We have our share of that. The infrastructure in the country has collapsed. We have our own fair share of that. Now, the insecurity in the country, we are having our own fair share of that. So we're going to lose more. And those who have the chance of stopping that today, and they continue to play it down for whatever little protection they get today, tell them it is a matter of time. They are just a stone throw away from becoming the same victims that they are denying today. Tell Akeredolu that. Tell every one of them that. They are just a stone throw away from becoming the victims that they are denying today. And that they have the power and the protection of today doesn't mean that in their heart of heart, if they are allowed to speak their mind, if they have any heart at all, I believe they will ask for Oduduwa Republic. A few weeks ago, Akeredolu made a gazette, the government gazette in Ondo State, where he said all the anthem of Oduduwa land should become the official anthem of every government institution in Ondo State. That is the ground for something that an average Yoruba will be proud of. Let our children learn the wordings. Let them feel proud about a country that they've not yet have. The country that was meant to be theirs if there was no intervention and disruption in a process that could have given them their country back then. Yeah. So we agree with Akeredolu. When Akeredolu said they were going to protect Yoruba people, forests of Ondo State are not open for any grazing of any Fulani terrorist. We applauded him, but we didn't know. Maybe we did know that he was only playing to the gallery, when the real thing that will actually shake them from their own different, comfortable positions today, when that happens, they are going to deny us. They are going to deny the people. They're going to throw us under the bus. And that's exactly what Akeredolu is doing. But tell him, whatever it is he enjoys today, whatever he enjoys with his own colleagues, whatever Nigeria gives to him in the, to the deprivation of his own people, to the death of his own people, whatever it is today, it is temporary. I am saying this because it is temporary. And whatever it is, Yorubas will not sit back, watch, and let these guys continue to use these divisive narratives. Oh, it is politics. Oh, people are trying to cause trouble. Oh, they are trying to, you know what I mean? They don't qualify to talk about the self-determination. Who qualifies to talk about self-determination then? Who do we give the right to? Except for the people who believe that they deserve it. What should the leaders do? Listen to them, fine-tune their demands, and present their demand. For those who have also subjected their own people to the same whim and caprices of this fraudulent, corrupt system that has kept everybody poor and many homeless. Poor. Poverty that can never be fought. Poverty that can never be defeated as long as Yoruba continues to be part of Nigeria. Why can't leaders do that? Why can't they do that? Why can't they listen to the people? What are they afraid of? They are afraid of what they're going to lose. But we will all have to die to watch Yoruba land turn to something like this. Do you know? That people are still being paid as security officials in Nigeria? President of the country is still being paid for being president of the country. All of the political holders from Kaduna State are still being paid. The governors and every one of them, they are still earning salaries because they are governors, because nobody can question them. Yet, the student of College of Forestry and Mechanical Studies in Kaduna kidnapped few weeks ago. Yeah? Do you know they are still in captivity? Let me play you this video. It is a reminder. Is that what they would expect Yorubas? The likes of Akeredolu and co. Is this what they would expect Yorubas to probably live up with? Just simply because we love Nigeria so much. And Nigeria has been so good to all of us. I mean, how does that make any sense? Is this what they want our people to begin to experience? This should make you rage.
My name is Benson Emmanuel from Forestry Mechanization. We are pleading on the government to come and rescue us. Most of us here have been injured, badly injured. Time is going. Most of us here are having health issues, and they are complaining about the government trying to send security operatives to come and rescue us from here, which is almost and a half impossible because these people they have surrounded us, saying anybody that comes from anywhere to come and rescue us or do anything by force, they are going to take our lives. And they are pleading on the government to come. We are pleading on the government to come now that it's early, because these people they have bad minds towards us. We are pleading on the government to come and help us, because without the government coming to our rescue this early and having any settled issue with them, there will be a serious problem with us. We are pleading on the government to come and help us. Thank you.
As much as that can be a bit depressing to watch, those children, those students, they are still in the captivity of their kidnappers. As we speak, the kidnappers demanded 500 million naira before they will rescue or release them. But there's something I caught I want to share with you. It's not much. It's been over 2 weeks now that they have been kidnapped there is possibly no real effort to rescue them. But at the end of the day, the other students from the school and the family, and the parents of these children, they took to the street today in Kaduna to demand that government should go and rescue them. There was a part of that video I didn't share with you. They were being beaten. Some of you saw that the first time it happened. They were being beaten and whipped and, only, oh well, God knows what they must have passed through now. The trauma. Those who are young ladies among them, God knows what they must have done to them. That should ordinarily spark up a nationwide protest that they will shut down the entire country. This is madness. This is absolute madness. But they have succeeded in intimidating the entire country, because if the military, who are supposed to protect and rescue the children, they are completely busy, right? Decimating and killing the civilians across the country. Those who are staging one protest or another in any part of the country, the military will be there to shoot them and kill them and then cover it up. That's how bad it is. So people don't want to come out and protest the killings by the terrorists, because the soldiers, the military in Nigeria, will shoot and kill them and nothing will happen. This is the state of Nigerian security. This is the state of Nigerian government. But guess what? The families came out today to at least remind the government that our children are still in captivity, and we don't even know if many of them are still alive. We don't even know if many of them have been sold off, because that is what ISIS, that's what they do. Once the bandits, as they call them, once they capture people, kidnap people, they will ask the government to pay them. They will ask their family members to pay them. If you don't pay them within the stipulated time, they will sell them off to another terrorist group, and they can take them across Nigeria. You may never find them again. Many people have been kidnapped in northern Nigeria, sold off into the hands of more hardened terrorists, which have now found themselves across the border out of Nigeria. There is no traces, there is no record. Nobody is looking for them, because nobody even acknowledges that all this happened. Yeah? But the family came out to remind the government, our children are still missing. Where are they? So that was Kaduna. I forgot the expressway. They had to shut traffic there, protesting and asking the government to rescue their kidnapped colleagues, their kidnapped children. That's part of the trauma. And that's what you'll see. You won't get to see where the government is caring for those they've even rescued in this whole escapade, in this whole lawlessness. But you will see politicians saying, oh, the government is doing a lot. The government is doing so much to bring safety. And you ask them, how much is the government doing that more people have been killed, more soldiers have been killed, more policemen and security agents have been killed by different terror groups in Nigeria, more farms have been destroyed, economy has been ruined, more people have turned to refugees in different countries. And then you ask yourself, is it that the government is not paying enough ransom because the chairman, National Commissioner for Banditry and the ransom payment, Sheikh Gumi, was caught up in, we saw a video of him in another meeting today in Kaduna, where they said is Where's that called again? Arewa House in Kaduna. So Sheikh Gumi was there to discuss. He was the chairman of security meeting where you know that senator, that former senator from Kaduna, Shehu Sani, he was there talking. I just want you to see that these guys are still what they are, talking, negotiating, making whatever they can make from it. And everybody is still playing around it because they are not bold enough in any way, to be honest, and let the terrorists, or let the government, if not the government is not the terrorists, the government should go after the terrorists, arrest them, prosecute them, and jail them for the crimes they have committed. While the government also show a lot of commitment in rehabilitating those who are their victims. This is the healing process that they should be talking about. But guess what? It was all about rabble-rousing. Why is Gumi still working, by the way? Watch this.
And also try to persuade the other side. As mediators, we must avoid the slippery slope of taking a side against the other. When we mediate, we should in no way carry the agenda and the causes of any of the two sides. When we mediate, we come with our set of standards for which we table forward. And mediation, first and foremost, involves building confidence on the side that has taken up arms. And also making the other side to understand that this way is another way. If our armed forces and our police have been able to end this bloodshed and end this violence, history could not have made it possible for our revered cleric and his subordinates and colleagues and partners to risk their life moving from forest to forest. Those who have taken up arms against the state and against our country must be told in black and white that they cannot win. And those who are taking them on must also be told in black and white that violence is not the solution, and counter-violence is also not the solution. No matter how we try to understand the situation, victims only want an end to the bloodshed, an end to the violence. All sort of, I approve of talks, I don't approve of talks, is all academic. If you have your sister and you have your brother.
But you know that's just all talk, no action, You know that, yeah? Of course.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
It's all lies. They have different meetings. Sometimes they will put themselves in a way that you think they are discussing Nigeria for real. It's all lies, all talks, no action. Okay. Oh, we have to blah 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 blah. Lori raw is all lies, right? Because they know what is right, but they needed to massage the ego, or the ego of the National Commissioner for Banditry and the ransom payment, Sheikh Gumi. Do you get that now? Oh, if they have done what they have to do, our own honorable, respected Sheikh won't be going from forest to forest. Are you mad? Like, are you actually telling us that we don't know that, Senator Shehu? Of course you know that. You just have to do that so that you make it look like you are also taking a position. The position everybody is asking for is that since the government of Nigeria will not prosecute the terrorists, And also, they won't let the people protect themselves. What is now the essence of the continued one Nigeria? Why should people just have to take it? Since the government cannot be made to do what is right, since the government continue to say they are doing all their best, and their best is to turn our people into refugees in another country. So what is wrong if the people ask that the entire thing should be renegotiated and that your united Nigeria should be teared down? Because wherever you wrote that document or you got that document from, Abdul Salami Abubakar was the one who wrote that document of that your fake one Nigeria, the one you have been using in the last 22 years. That fake one Nigeria constitution is the one that is about to tear Nigeria into pieces. Shouldn't you sit down and talk about it now before everybody carry gun to the chase ourselves? Because last nobody will know anybody. And last even soldiers will run. Everybody will have to control your own territory. This time around, you will have to go and use a completely neutral ground to negotiate then. I keep saying this. You may not really understand the significance of you acting now to save lives. Yorubas have not declared any war on anyone. What we are saying is that we are not going to allow the war declared on us to go unchallenged. And we are not going to use political correctness. We are not going to use the blame game. We are not going to use the finger pointing. We are not going to use the nose pointing. We are not going to use any other sundry, flimsy excuses to what? To talk away what is affecting us simply because we feel like, well, if somebody is not, if I'm not the one doing it, then whoever is doing it has no right to do it. This survivor is not a competition. It should be a united fight. Benjamin Battalion. Thank you very much. I didn't want to miss your super sticker there, or else the comments will just cover it and I will miss that. Thank you. It's well appreciated, by the way. Thank you very much. So this is why the likes of Akeredolu, the likes of any Yoruba governor that continue to tell us how to think, what to think, when to act, we should continue to let them know that since they don't want us to think for them, yeah, and they think they can think for us, they believe they can think for us, we want them to know that they are not talking or speaking for us. Their actions, their attitude, and everything in evidence has shown that they are not speaking for us if they cannot demand that whatever put Nigeria together, one united fake Nigeria they are talking about, whatever the agreement is, it is better to peacefully discuss it now. It is inevitable with the way things are going. The government of Nigeria, which is compromised already, in bed with terrorists, they will not do anything to curb this insecurity. As we speak, in fact, it is completely out of hand. Don't let us pretend that something can still be done, okay? The calamity, the damages that has been done already, it will only take a real national security conversation that will bring every ethnic group in Nigeria to the table to discuss if they still want to submit their sovereignty to Nigeria to protect them, under what condition, and for when, what are the exit plan, all these things. Except that is done, Nigeria is going to watch itself or herself balkanized further because the government of Nigeria is not honest. The representatives of different governments from every ethnic group in Nigeria, they are not honest. They only care about the next election. People are beginning to care about the next generation. So many people believe that the next generation of Biafrans, they must not be in Nigeria. Many others believe too that the next generation of Oduduwans, they must never be part of Nigeria. So if the politicians are planning for the next election, and the majority of people are planning for the next generation, is that not going to be a clash of interest? And remember this, they may have the power today, like I said from the beginning, but with that power, no matter how big or how powerful they think it is, let us remind them, people's power is more powerful. Tell Akeredolu, tell every one of them grandstanding and parading himself or herself as the spokesperson, most intelligent and, the person who knows what Yoruba wants, what Yoruba deserves. If any of those demands does not require the renegotiation of Yoruba's involvement in Nigeria, they are only kicking the can down the road. They will meet it ahead. The Oduduwa Republic they are denying now, or they are pretending not to matter now, they will meet it ahead. I'm saying this not just to these politicians and the elite, including their supporters and their believers. Look at me very well. Nigeria will make you believe in Oduduwa Republic, either now or later. Until then, I will continue to remind you how important it is for you to make up your mind now if you want to save lives. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Before you go, remember, you can give me a thumb up under this video. Let the number grow up. Leave the chat room. Go on there. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do it now. And you can also, after this broadcast, if you are the type who would prefer to listen to my broadcast in audio format, please go on to Diaspora Radio, www.diasporaradiointernational.com. You can go on there, use the whatever, it's called the transfer Bluetooth or whatever you in your car, in the office, listen to my messages in audio format. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time tonight. I'm going to see you again tomorrow. Yeah. And I will see you again tomorrow, like I said. Until then, remember, stay focused. So, and yeah, good night. Meanwhile, before you go as well, if you have the time, let these children, including yourself, learn this Oduduwa anthem before going to bed. I'll see you again, and good night to all of you.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin ti ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùn láti. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lé ibo níṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹ̀ ni kò sì mú kùyà.